At this time of year, many of us hang mistletoe in doorways and passageways. Does anybody here have mistletoe or plastic mistletoe hanging in your house? A few, so a couple of us do. And this is the story of how we came to do that. And I don't know if it happened, but I do know that it's absolutely true. There was a time when the gods of Asgard, were playing about, and Baldur, you know Baldur, Odin's son Baldur, and Frigg's son Frigga, sometimes called Frigga, sometimes called Frigg. He was mighty and strong, but Frigg had heard that there was going to be a battle, and Baldur was going to be killed. And so she was concerned. She loved her son dearly. So she went around to everything in Asgard and in Midgard, the earth, extracting a promise that no one and nothing would harm Baldur. She went to the rocks and made them promise. And she went to the mighty oaks and made them promise. And she went to the people and to the gods and made them promise. And to all the flowers and plants. But she overlooked the tiny mistletoe. I mean, it's just a weed that tends to grow on things. Well, once she had extracted this promise from almost everything and everyone, Baldur felt rather bold. And the other gods also felt emboldened. And it was almost like a game, because nobody could hurt Baldur. And he was almost daring them. Until one of the gods said, Baldur dared him, shoot me down, shoot me down. But Loki, do you know Loki? Loki, well, he is the god of chaos after all. Loki went up to this god and he had fashioned, well, some say it was a spear and some say it was an arrow, but it hardly matters. He fashioned it out of mistletoe and gave it to the god and said, here, shoot this at Baldur. And he did. And Baldur died. Well, Baldur's mother, Frigga, was heartbroken. Baldur was transported to the place of the dead, which is called Hell, H-E-L, Hell, overseen by the goddess of the place of the dead, also known as Hell. It's not the hell that we think of as Hell, the place of the dead, and the goddess's name is Hell. It's convenient when a place is named for you. But Frigga was inconsolable. And she went to the goddess Hel and begged to return Baldur. And so Hel said to her, well, if every created thing weeps for Baldur, if he is that loved, if everything will weep for him, I will return him to you. And so Frigga went to every rock, to every mighty oak, to every person and to every god. And they wept. Well, except for Loki. Loki had transformed himself. Do you know Loki shifts his shape? Loki transformed himself into a giant who did not weep. And because Loki did not weep, Baldur remained in hell with all the dead. And Frigga mourned, as we do when we lose loved ones. And to remember this, she went to the mistletoe and said, You will now be a symbol of love. We will turn you into a symbol of love. And from now on, when people see you, they will think of love. And so, it became a tradition that when people would see mistletoe, they would kiss beneath it and take one of the berries. I don't recommend that you take one of the berries because they're still poisonous. But originally, people would kiss under the mistletoe and take one of the berries until all the berries were gone. And so now, when we see mistletoe, we think of love. And with consent, because it's only love if it's consent, we may greet each other with a kiss beneath the mistletoe.